Cultural appropriation. It's okay when other people do it, I guess. Now, if you like to play games on the consoles, you will know about the Assassin's Creed series. And the company who own it are called Ubisoft. And yes, Ubisoft they're woke as hell. And their latest woke nonsense has seen their stock dive. And it looks like nobody in Japan is going to buy it. Because the protagonist in the latest Assassin's Creed game is going to be a black samurai. Which is odd because in the previous series, when the game was based in America, the protagonist was a Native American. When it was based in Greece, he was a Greek man. And when it was based in Norway, it was a Norseman, and so on. But for some reason, in Japan, they've gone for a black samurai. Now, this black samurai is actually based on a real man who is named Yasuke. Now, Yasuke was a black guy who was brought over to Japan by an Italian missionary. And according to documented evidence, the people of Japan, including the most powerful guy in Japan at the time, a man called Oda Nobunaga, they were all completely fascinated with his black skin. So fascinated, in fact, that they ordered him to strip himself to the waist and try and wash it off because he thought it was paint that was applied afterwards. And so when Oda Nobunaga found out this guy was for real, he ordered the Italian missionary to hand him over, where he was used as a retainer or a glorified servant. Now, there are no records whatsoever to say that this Yasuke was actually a samurai. And Ubisoft, the makers, they have put this guy in a game set at a time in Japan when there were only a few European traders and maybe Chinese diplomats. Now, there's been a massive push to make this Yasuke guy a huge and important part of Japanese culture and history, when the reality is that everything about the guy has been completely blown out of proportion in order to feed and misinform the gullible, woke modern audience. The guy was an obscure retainer. He was a glorified servant. And according to an insider within Ubisoft, the original story was going to be respectful and loyal to Japanese culture, history and authenticity. But because Ubisoft has taken the knee to DEI or diversity, equality and inclusion, they changed it to this. And I completely understand why the Japanese are boycotting this game. It's an absolute disrespect for their culture. Even the poster adverts for this game are completely... It's a pack of lies. I mean, look at this. It says, become a legendary samurai. As the charismatic samurai Yasuke, who wasn't a samurai by the way, strike your foes with brutal precision and power. Use his combat-oriented skills to attack, block, parry, and defeat your enemies. Master the vast arsenal of weapons at your disposal, featuring katana, kanabo bows, naginata, and more. And in the highlighted bit here it says, to free Japan from its oppressors. Who oppressed Japan back then? Nobody. I think it was either the Chinese or the Koreans who tried to invade a few times, but they were unsuccessful. They were always unsuccessful. Nobody conquered Japan. Nobody oppressed Japan around that time. So I wonder who the antagonists are going to be. Yep, you guessed it, the good old Caucasians as usual. Remember, at a time when existing in Japan were only a handful of European merchants and a few maybe Chinese diplomats. How the hell could they oppress Japan? What utter woke nonsense this is, and I hope it sinks Ubisoft, I really do. Like Donald Trump said, go woke, we go broke. Everything woke turns to you know what, and there we go. I'm Past 49. Thanks for listening, and until the next time, Roger Trout.